let's get started. I did read through the early access here. We can kind of speed through this, but obviously there are things that might be wrong, bugs, and happy to say I didn't actually encounter any. Just changing a couple of things. I hate screen shake, so that's gone. Also, I do prefer fast mode, so we'll put that on. Maybe one day I'll take it off just to see what the difference is in, say, the Spire 2 versus, say, the Spire 1. But for me, it's a quality of life thing, as is the timer up there. Although we can take off card hand count, which is kind of distracting if you ask me. So nothing else really of interest here for starting. And let's jump right into single player. We only have the Ironclad available, but look, 5 characters. That's pretty awesome. And I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited to see what differences the Ironclad has versus what I've been used to playing. And I've been an avid Slay the Spire 1 player. I did all of the characters on Ascension 20. My longest streak is probably 3, so nothing like super incredible, but very cool. We've got map drawing capability in the early access. I'm curious if that'll change over time. It's very freeform. We've got a new boss too, by the way. I assume there are different bosses like there were in the prior games, but we don't know after the first run. And it says 0, so I also assume that means there will be Ascension at the end of this as we unlock. How many? Who knows? We'll have to work through unlocking all that. So just kind of messing around with the map drawing, and this is the path I was considering for sure. But I wanted to get a feel for how all this works. And I'll be honest, I don't like this method of circling things one by one. Drawing a path probably makes more sense. And yeah, so that's how we're going to start. But it looks like we've got the same usual unknown, merchant, treasure, rest. And the cards are the basics are the same for the starting deck. So no changes there. This is cool though. You get to see the upgrades all at once instead of clicking on one at a time. I did find that useful at campfires. So we've got a Nibbit here. First fight that we've got. I was wondering if this is the equivalent to a Jawworm. Similar health and similar attack for the first one. So it looks like we're taking damage. The first turn of this run. We're fighting Phantom later, and we do have our normal starting relic. Everything else up top looks the same. I know we're going to heal 6, so I'm going to bash instead of defend. And I'm sure we'll get through this okay in the next couple of hands. For this turn, I was debating 3 strikes and ended up going with another bash, since 2 strikes with no anything else to worry about here from the enemy other than a buff. We're good to go. And it is very Jawworm-esque, but a simpler fight for now, although Ascensions will probably change that. So to start, we've got Setup Strike, Tremble, and Blood Wall, which is interesting. Lose hit points, but gain block, fly vulnerable, and Setup Strike is an attack. So, I think I'll take that. Kind of cool that it gives you 2 strength. That makes me think I'll probably look to take 0 cost cards, like Anger, if that exists in this game. And now we're up against multiple slimes, which is kind of terrifying because 2 slimes could be a lot to begin with. And these look like the standard acid slime and spike slime, although different colors and stuff. So we'll start with doing some math and trying to get the most value out of this. But either way, it's going to take me 2 strikes to kill the the twig slime. Sorry, the twig slime. It's not an acid slime. It's a twig slime. And I did get slimed, though, by what used to be the spike slimes, and now I missed it. There's something else. Looks like mud slime or something like that. Maybe I'll mouse over it again here in a second so we can see leaf slime. Leaf slime. Okay, we'll get there. A lot of new things to go through here. And this fight, though, ended up not being nearly as bad as I expected. The slime, instead of frail, is appreciated. I much prefer that. And I'm going to take an early Inflame here, I think. Breakthrough is cool. Lose 1 health, but deal 9 to all, so kind of in the vein of something we've seen in the past. And we've got this egg quest, and I can eat the egg for 7 max or take the egg. obviously I'm going to take the egg. I need to see what happens. So it's going to hatch at the first rest site. And I don't know if that means I have to give up a rest or upgrade, but we'll see. Next up is the Shrinker Beetle. We're on floor 4, and a couple of strikes to start things off. No potions yet. And because I can't play Birdonus Egg, which is a great name, by the way, Birdonus, we're just going to attack, take a couple hits, and set up strike our way out of here. We'll win this with a couple of strikes. So not too terrible early matches. We did get shrunk, by the way. I kind of glossed over that. And getting shrunk had us actually take less or do less damage to him. And kind of cool that they actually shrink you. We've got the old Iron Wave, and Cinder is interesting. 17 exhausted top card of your drop pile. Early on, that seems great because it's all strikes and defense. Dismantle seems good though, because I'm likely to play Bash and do some vulnerable. So we'll start with that. Although Cinder could be cool. Another interesting one, Sapphire Seed. Definitely going to try this Sown thing. Can either heal 9 and upgrade, or we can gain back 1 energy the first time we play a card. And man, that just makes so much sense with Bash. So much sense. And that's essentially a 1-cost card, as long as I don't draw into it on less than 2 energy. And yeah, this is great. This is perfect. So we'll proceed here to the campsite because, well, that's the answer. We're gonna hatch the egg. And we get a Bird Swoop, 14 damage for 0 cost. Not bad. I would say that was worth it. I would say that was worth an upgrade, giving up an upgrade, because where else am I going to get that? Although the Bash upgrade would be good, I think that 0 cost 14 is going to be better. So clear it all. We're going to go a different way here. I want to fight more than 1 elite if I can, but also I want to go to a store. And I want to upgrade a couple of cards. So instead, we're going to go to the left, which gives us some more campfires. We've got the option for that unknown hallway fight or random event. Who knows what happens there? And yeah, we'll go left. So at this point, oh wait, did I change my mind here? Oh, I do change my mind. I'm pretty sure I changed my mind anyway. This is the funny thing. I ended up going right. I didn't even draw it. And we're up against some Inklets, which seem terrifying at a glance because I basically have to waste 3 attacks to do any damage to any of them. So for now, we're just going to defend a couple of times and do 1 attack, I think, and just take someone down so that it basically, the Inklet that is 16 or 15 will drop by 1, I think. And if we do the math here, it actually makes the most sense to hit the 15. I don't know if I did that or not because of the Bird Swoop. So I didn't think of it in time, I suppose. That's too bad. But that's okay, because we also have to do... See, this is where I'm like, oh, it would have worked so well. Yeah, so these are interesting because that's a new mechanic. And the bird apparently becomes a familiar when you play him. That's kind of neat. I didn't even realize. Is he there the whole time, or is he there he's here now, he's persistent. But is he always here? I think he's always here. I think now that I'm thinking about it, he was there the whole time. We didn't even know. We've got Dismantle. This is the basically Super Twin Strike when vulnerable, which does Glass Knight level damage, which is awesome. We'll take another 3 here, and we'll get out of the fight with another Bird Swoop. And I love watching him attack. That's super cool. New card here, we got Stomp. 12 to all enemies, 1 less for each attack played this turn. Our normal Shrug and Armaments, but with Bird Swoop being a 0 cost card, that is a interesting consideration, especially with what we're doing so far. That could also lead us continuing down the path of anger again, if that card even exists. At this point, I don't know if it exists. I'm hoping it does, and it seems that all of the old cards, for the most part, do exist from what I've seen, or at least a lot of them. So we're going to try it out. We're going to try Stomp out. Oh, wait, no. We're going to start with Shrug, I'm pretty sure here, because I needed a block card after taking a couple of attacks. So yeah, we'll go to Shrug. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure I take Stomp later in the game at some point. Sorry. Then we've got this Mauler, which is Super cool artwork, by the way. I wonder how much they'll change over time. So we're keeping a lot of the aesthetic, which I like. I figure I'll go for the strength and just a couple of defense. A lot of health on this guy, by the way, 72. And, you know, I'm able to dish out a lot of damage here pretty early, but just not quite enough. So we'll take some more damage, another 6, which is fine. We'll full heal 6 anyway, and take him out. So get another potion, strength potion, another typical one. And these cards we've all seen. Rage is the same as the base game. So is Thunderclap, I think. Maybe it was 5 damage. No, I think it's 4, the original. And off we go to another fight, which is, once again, kind of terrifying. 3 enemies this early seems scary. Now I'm kind of regretting not taking that stomp. And it's hard to decide, especially when you've never played, what to do, because we don't know which of these guys buff or do anything. So we're just going to do our best and try to minimize damage taken and also maximize damage dealt. So I have to go for the middle guy. I'm not sure that was the right play, but no damage taken this turn. However, damage will be taken this turn. So this is another cool use of the setup strike, and just enough damage to take out the first guy. Then I'm going to eat 14 if I do that. But I figured I have enough health that whatever, we'll heal up, and this is an easy fight to get out of at this point. And first use of the zone, I think. Could use some more vulnerable or just some draw. I'm not sure I'm taking True Grit at this point. I've been fine with health and block. And let's head to this weird chest-looking thing that is definitely a different setup. We've got the Gorget, I don't know, plating at the start of the turn, and it runs out by turn 4. And some gold. And now we play against Birdanis, who laid our egg, I assume, and this is an elite fight. So very cool. I get to use Bash into setup strike for the strength, into dismantle, into bird swoop. And you know what? That might be worth just eating some damage here, because it's just so much dished out on turn 1. And I don't know what else this enemy is going to do in further turns. Oh, attacking your mom, that's not good. We do have a fire potion. Strength potion might have made sense here. I figured I might save it for now. But if next turn's not good, we'll just use a fire pop. But nope, it's fine. 3 strikes will be enough to get us out of here. And we heal back up to 63. Block potion and Vajra again. Well, we have it again. We had it in the last game. Now we get to pick from Bludgeon, Pyre, which is giving energy at the start of each turn, but cost 2. Kind of cool. But the upgrade's really good. 2 energy at the start of that. I mean, that's amazing. That's an energy relic right there. And Evil Eye gained 8 block, and then another 8 block if you exhausted a card. But we haven't done anything exhaust-wise in this deck, so I cannot take Evil Eye. And Bludgeon's Bludgeon. Let's try something new. Although Bludgeon almost one-shot stuff, I think we'll still go with the new card here and see how that works out. So we faced the Nibbit already. Now we're facing 2, which is certainly more scary. The one in the back is buffing. In hindsight, I probably should have dealt with him first. And I'm realizing that now. I'm like, this was a little backwards, but that's okay. We're learning here. And there's a lot to take in. I do like the new icons below everything's a little cleaner visually. I think slightly more appealing. I was a little worried about that when we first saw the first shots of the game, but no, it's been kind of cool. I really enjoyed it, especially looking back on it. So we'll do a shrug defend, or yeah, we got to do that because strikes aren't gonna get us there. Or we could play Pyre. You know what? Let's play Pyre. We'll eat some more health and just get 4 energy now. And didn't need it at all. Totally unnecessary. But we wanted to play the card. We have no AoE. Tremble was not AoE. I should check the upgrade on that. Bloodletting we've had in the past. That's a repeat card from prior years, prior Spires. But without any current AoE, I think we're going to go with Whirlwind. And I thought about the energy potion here quite a bit, but ended up opting to keep the ones that I had. While energy potion's good, I have Pyre. So, in Act 1, I don't think it's as useful because we're going to just kill things with Whirlwind as it is, dealing 8 times X because we're going to upgrade it, and worthwhile upgrade if you ask me. I want to see more events. This is an interesting one. This or that. Either lose 6 and gain 63 gold or add a clumsy and get a random relic. In hindsight, maybe I should have gone for that. Ended up going for this. And again, I'm Ironclad, I heal, so I figured that was on theme. And we're on to the next elite. And this guy is Frog Parasite with a special effect that I'll hover here. Infested, upon dying, summons something. What could it be? I'm sure it's great. Infections come through, which I didn't actually look at, but we'll look at here in a minute. And he's doing 4x4. So slightly scary, but the plated armor is really nice. And we are going to gain 3 and block all but 3. So back to dealing massive amounts of damage here. He's dead ski. And now we're on to these little guys, which are called Wrigglers. And I think I could basically kill one and deal damage to another. And that's what I'm going to do. Take them down. It's nice that they're kind of stunned on this immediate turn. Wow, are they really stunned? No, that was within the same turn. So now they come out fighting, swinging. And there's the infection. Unplayable. Take 3 if it's in my hand. But we can just kill everything, so no worry about that. So kind of like a burn, but a little nastier. We get an ornamental fan. So we've had that before. Flame Barrier, Rampage, and Pillage. Pillage deals 6 drop cards to you until you draw a non-attack card. That's kind of cool. Especially right now, I'm pretty heavy with attacks, but I could use some more Flame Barrier-ish to my deck. Rampage looks cool too, by the way. I can't remember if that's more damage. I think it's more damage. I feel like it used to be 7-4. Maybe it was 7-5. But now it starts with 9 damage and then increased by 5 as combat. So they definitely took some feedback on Rampage, it sounds like, from Spire 1. So we're definitely going to upgrade here. It's either going to be Inflame or Battle Trance, Pyre. But, there's a lot of options. Oh, yeah, Bash. Bash with that Sown thing, which, by the way, is one-time use only. The second time you play it, it's gone. And we're up against Vantum with 9 Slippery, which is the thing that lets him only take 1 damage at a time. And I was wondering if that meant attacks or any damage. So there's no real way to find out. However, I figured Dismantle with Bash, at least, would do 2 attacks, even though it didn't do any extra. So that was why I had played that. And we got the full block on top of that. Now, this guy is really cool looking. I guess he's an amalgamation of those prior ink block guys. Thought about whirlwinding straight up and said, you know what, maybe we should draw. And this is where we said, okay, do these attacks get rid of the inkling? I don't know, at least at this point. So I could have done Flame Barrier, or I could have done Whirlwind for 3 for sure. But then I realized I might be able to do 3 anyway. So let's see what happens. Oh yeah, we're safe. That helped. But now he's doing 27. It's mildly terrifying. And we still have not gotten past anything here. Now, we got the Black Pot, so we're going to use that this turn for sure. If we want to do the most damage, we need to do Swoop last. And we have Ornamental Fan, so we get a little bit more block this way. And I think that was better than playing the Defend for 1 extra health saved. We've got a lot to work with, and the plated. So yeah, we're in pretty good shape there. That attack was well mitigated. And with him buffing, this was a great opportunity to play Pyre. So now we got 4 energy in Act 1 for the rest of the turns, which is amazing. As always, we'll do a Battle Trance, and this is kind of scary because I'm now realizing, like, oh no, the rest of my drop pile is probably terrible right now because I got all these attacks. But we've got to start doing some damage here, and Bash no longer provides the energy back. So just trying to crank out a little bit without the Bash. I think in hindsight, maybe Bash would have been the right play. I didn't give it that much thought. It would have helped with swoop for sure. And this is interesting because I have extra energy with these wounds that I can't even use. So Pyre not completely paying off. Last turn it was good. This one not doing quite as much. And we're going to eat a little bit more there as we now move on and just get destroyed by wounds. This is bad. This is where I'm like, okay, I might actually die to the first act boss, which would be embarrassing for one, sad. And now, I mean, I sort of see all the other stuff going on. So we'll get some more wounds. Thankfully, this buys us a time. That buys us one turn for him to buff again. I'm assuming more strength. And at this point, we're probably fine because we've got the fire pot. Again, probably should have used the strength pot this fight, although I'm not sure it would have mattered at the end because we're going to do 44 here with Whirlwind, and the fight is over. So we got an Epoch discovered, which you'll see at the end. And now we've got Demon Form, which we've seen before. Primal Force. Transform all attacks into your hand into a giant rock. That does 16 damage, but costs 1. So Super Strikes. Demon Form we know, and then Thrash. Deal 4 damage twice, exhaust a random attack in your hand, and add its damage to this card. And this would work great with like a bludgeon, probably. I wonder how it works with Twin Strike and some of the multi-attack, like sword boomerang and other things like that. But we're not going to find that out because we're going to go with Primal. And I'm excited about Primal. Seems cool. Okay, so this is... I was wondering where my relic was. And it looks like we get relics in this new fashion. Yummy Cookies upgrade 4. Pumpkin Candles gain 1 energy, but extinguishes at the start of Act 3. Now, again, with Pyre, I was like, I don't know. I thought about this, but I don't know. I think we're good there. Storybook adds 1 Brightest Flame to the deck, which is basically adrenaline, but you lose 1 max HP every time you play it, and Yummy Cookies 4 upgrades. So Storybook sounded cool, but I figured, you know what? We got really new cards. Let's see what the upgrades are like. So that's what we did. Spoiler, I'm going to click it. I don't know how much longer I'm going to hem and haw about it. This was a little while ago now. But yeah, we're going to click on the 4 upgrades, and definitely Primal. Oh, this is helping again, by the way, the view upgrades. Definitely Primal Force. Definitely a Battle Trance is good. Inflame is great. And then I think I do Pyre here. Pretty sure. Yep. Awesome. I like it. I'm happy with that choice. I think it's going to be good. And we get a ton of gold. We got 490 gold. So we're definitely going to make our way to a merchant sooner than later, because I would like to try out an Act 2 Elite. But I definitely need to see what they're... I want to gain some power levels here before we go up into them. So I think I'm going to take the left path, most likely. I do think I'm going to draw on here again on the map. It's actually really nice using the drawing stuff. I didn't easily see a way on changing colors for what color I used. I would like to be able to have a couple of color options, you know, red, green, things like that for potentially difficult path if I'm feeling strong, or just anything like that. So now we've got a little praying mantis guy here who is malicious, and he's going to do something nasty. We're just going to block, I think. But first, maybe we turn some stuff into rocks. It could be fun too. Flame Barrier is going to get us through here mostly unscathed. And then, yeah, who needs a strike? This is a great way to not have to remove strikes, because now the strike is a 21 damage upgraded giant rock plus. So this is the first of stealing a card, which is annoying, and Escape Artist, which means he leaves in 4 more turns. That's what the lock is. And I believe that means that he would leave with that card. Now, here's an interesting thought. If that's the case, we wrecked this guy, by the way. If that was the case, if he took a strike, maybe you want him to get away. Now, you would lose out on the gold, but at the same point, how much gold did we really lose out on? Not that much. Stomp's back. Feel No Pain is here. Twin Strike is here. So again, a couple of familiar ones, and we've seen Stomp before. I believe this time I take Stomp, and especially with the bash being sown, Stomp is more interesting to me than it was on the first act. We still haven't added any other zero-cost cards besides the bird card, and this is our first shot. So we got Brimstone, which is, I don't know, I'm not ready for Brimstone yet. Happy Flower, always a classic, and Unceasing Top, which is still way too expensive for what it does. Gold Axe, deal damage equal to the number of cards played this combat. Interesting for infinites, I would say. Juggling sounds cool. Add a copy of the third attack you play each turn into your hand. I may take that. I'm definitely going to remove a strike here, most definitely. We got to get rid of some of these basics. I'm thinking about this, by the way, with Juggle. Bird Swoop being copied is great. Dismantle could be good. Setup Strike could be cool, actually. But it's no, not really, because that you want that at the beginning of your attacks. All these potions are old ones. All these with goodies flex vulnerable power, but they look cool and different. Happy Flower looks about the same. Impatience looks the same. So let's start off with the card removal. And I think we pay 75 for this. Is that what I saw? Yeah. So cool new graphics, same old rug. And Merchant didn't change at all. Maybe got a little manicured from the last time we've seen him. Rage could be good here, especially with, again, if I'm playing more zero attack cards. But I'm just going to go with Happy Flower. I could use a little extra energy when I don't have Pyre up. I thought about the Power Potion, but I think instead we're going to go with Juggling. And from there, we're good. We're going to move on. Cool new shop, by the way. Very cool. So next up, we got another three-way battle. And immediately, Battle Trance sounds good to me. These guys have this exoskeleton thing that I haven't highlighted yet. I'm sure I will in a moment as I'm looking at it. And I'm thinking about Flame Barrier with that guy attacking 1 by 3. Hard to kill. They can only take 9 damage because of their exoskeleton. So again, kind of a cool and different approach to some enemy actions and abilities. But with that in mind, I know that I'm going to overkill a whole lot of this. So I might as well do the double dismantle. Only at 9, but 9 is enough to kill. So we'll do that. Interesting that, all of these are below 27. If one was at 28, that would maybe change who I attacked and when, and for how much. And in fact, maybe I thought about attacking the first one, but because I've got plated armor, I figured, you know what, let's instead, we'll just get the ornamental fan going and take out do as much damage as we can to the other two here. So we're gonna block for all but 3. That's fine. Cool attack animations. Now the other one is buffing, which is fine. We'll just shrug, full block, and make some rocks. Yeah, very cool. They only do 9 each, but it's still like better than a basic strike anyway. Now we've got the last one buffing, which Juggling didn't get to play that, so we'll just whirlwind him to death, get another fire pot, and there's the anger that I was talking about, which is some new artwork. Rupture, kind of the old artwork there. We've seen Rupture before in Spire 1, gain strength every time you lose health. Now we're at the Stone of All Time. You can either drink and lift, lose strength potion, gain 10 max, or push, lose 6, and enchant an attack with Vigorous 8. And I was all about trying the new thing, because that sounds amazing. And you know what? I have Whirlwind. So Akabeko guaranteed Whirlwind first time, you know it. That is 100% what we're going to enchant all day. In fact, maybe 2 OP in Unfair. But that card is going to help a lot of times. Now, new enemy, not seen this guy before. I don't think I highlighted the little alien face, but that's a summon, slightly different looking summon than what I remember. And kind of reminded me of the ice cream ball guy from Spire 1, but this guy's way worse. Is this an elite? I mean, it feels like it should be an elite. Now, all these guys are hatching. Those are the new summons he brought in. So I have a turn to just do some serious damage to this guy. And I figured with Stomp, that's exactly what we're going to do. And almost kill everything. I didn't realize that in doing that, they were all going to immediately heal to full. So not wasted, because I still would have done that anyway. And who cares? We got Whirlwind that does 1,000,000 damage. But with that in mind, we're going to get rid of one of the fire pots and take this explosive ampoule, which does other cool stuff. It's an explosive potion. Howl from Beyond deals 16 to all enemies at the start of your turn. Plays from the exhaust pile. I don't know if that's every time, but I didn't feel like I could afford it at this point. Thought about a second shrug, and we decided on a skip instead. Now, I was thinking about going left and taking 2 elites, but I kept thinking to myself, like, I don't know how strong they are, and Act 2 elites in Spire 1 were the scariest, because you're in this precarious spot of your deck is getting stronger, but it's not at max strength yet. And they were like, the power curve seemed so strong. So I went to the right and fought what looked like an elite, the giant louse, which was called something else, the louse progenitor or something like that. And, you know, this is a fun fight for sure. He's a little different than I expected. But it was a good test on how my deck will do. He's going to debuff me somehow. And with my 1 energy back, I decided to go for the bash, pop the carapace, which I forget what that's called. It's called something different. And I thought about whirlwinding, but because of the armor that he had, I debated Pyre instead. Now, I could set up and whirlwind and just get some damage on him now, and ultimately, block for a little bit more. And then I decided to save the whirlwind for a little bit later, if I get to play it again. Maybe not the right idea. Maybe this fight will be too quick, but I figured 120 health or whatever he had was enough to get into another draw. Now, this was weird because he curled up again. And I thought that was a surprise. Spire 1, that was a one-time effect, and now it's part of his actual moveset. So that was cool. With God Juggling, we can actually use it right now. And we could have, and now we can use it again. I guess I got lucky there. Although maybe I realized that. Oh, yeah, we only had 3 cards to pull from. So I played it smart as I could, and look at that. Took us all the way to 0 for him. Bludgeon again, Havoc's interesting, but I think another Battle Trance could serve me well. Just having the card draw, especially with now potentially up to 4, 5 is upgraded, 6 energy upgraded about Pyre, is what I'm talking about. Pyre's a great name, by the way. I'm assuming it's in homage to, we're referencing Funeral Pyre. Decided to go left after all. And another great example of, well, maybe I just see if I can kill everything with a ton of damage in Whirlwind and just eat it. Or maybe there's a better play. We can bash Whirlwind, potentially. It doesn't really, I'm not sure it matters because 17 times 3 is enough damage. I'm pretty sure, anyway. But yeah, we're exactly enough damage. So I'm just going to eat a little bit there, and now we'll get back to taking out the Tunneler, who we're not going to find out this guy's full move set here, but we're going to get the benefit from Stomp, which gets us the kill. So very cool. True Grit, fight me, deal 5 damage twice, gain 2 strength, I assume, after, and the enemy gains 1. So baby Brimstone right here, but cost 2. So kind of expensive. I decided against it, and we're going to go to the next chest here, which is covered in, I don't know what. And we get Bag of Marbles. You've seen Bag of Marbles before in Spire 1, but with that beautiful Whirlwind, this could be nice. This could be really nice. Now, I'm just thinking the one time I want Bottled Flame, and I don't know if the bottles exist. I will tell you, I did not see any bottles here. Decided to go with the upgrade on Juggle so that I could have it innate. And very quickly get that up and running because it's great. I was playing with it enough to know that, wow, this is powerful. If you can double up on swoop, or sometimes it can be enough to take out an enemy with any other attack. And we got Primal Force again, which means I'm gonna lose that stomp for 13, but 21 from 6 attack seems well worth it. And 21 plus 21, that happens to equal 42. So we just went for it. We got the proc from Ornamental Fan and Plated Armor, so didn't even take that much damage. That 63 health is pretty comfortable to hang around at. And we'll just wrap it up with that Akabeko Whirlwind. Akabeko is a Spire 1 relic that I keep referencing. So maybe it's time for a little chaos here. Some Havoc could be fun. We're not going to go with Perfected Strike, that's for sure. And new enemy, which is an interesting one. A Connected Worm. Definitely going to play Juggle. Definitely going to play Flame Barrier. And just try to full defend here. And I don't think I even checked the Worm yet to see what it does. But reattach, so if other segments are still alive, revive with 25 health. Basically, Darklings is how I look at this one. And kind of a cool design. So drawing into Whirlwind's cool. I'm not sure it's enough. I'm weakened this turn. So I'm only doing 12, and I don't have the bag of marbles on turn 1 that I did have. But we could bash, and then Whirlwind for 1. Or we could just Whirlwind for 2. And do 24, and I think that's gonna be the play for sure here. We could also Havoc. Havoc's fun. Oh, very nice. We get 2 strength from setup strike. That was kind of cool. Frozen Eye would be a real nice thing to play with that, and a headbutt as an example. And I think, yeah, we're gonna be able to take out one of the worms at least. But this is also, is this the 3rd attack? I don't think I've doubled up on anything yet. Let's see. Yeah, we got another Anger. We got the Ornamental Fan proc. And you know what? We could just take the guy out with that other pot and move on with our lives here. That'll work. Now, the healing animation or status above them is kind of cool. But we'll get out of here, no problem. Stable Serum, retain their hand for 2 turns. And then Bag of Prep, a classic, a favorite. 2 extra cards, turn 1. Beautiful. Got Juggernaut, Mangle, deal 15, enemy loses 10 strength. So like a weird version, and Headbutt, weird version of Dark Shackles with 15 damage, but costs 3. Like that's just, I kept thinking about this. I wanted to click it, but I thought this could be a card that essentially had me lose a run. Unless I got lucky with Havoc, this looked like a scary card to take for how expensive it was, and I didn't know if I'd ever play it. So we went with Headbutt, especially because we had Havoc, among other things. Now we've got the Hunter Killer, Elite, Terrifying, no idea what he's doing here, but we're gonna Juggle for sure, because we get to Juggle, Dismantle. I think we had Happy Flower proc too, so we had that extra energy, which is nice. We did half damage to this guy turn 1. Not bad. Now, unfortunately, we're Tender, so whenever we play a card, we lose 1 strength and 1 dexterity. That's unfortunate. However, because of Ornamental Fan, I was like, whatever, doesn't matter. Especially when you don't have any blocks anyway. Let's just eat some damage here, and I think we'll get out of this. None of the potions would have saved me, although again, maybe I should use Strength Pot early on. That probably could have. Might have needed a second one, but we were close enough to the boss where I figured I should wait. Another Anger. I think Anger Plus is going to be the one for me. And this time we're going to probably take that attack potion. I'm pretty sure maybe Explosive is no longer that useful, or Strength Pot. Explosive, now that we've got that Whirlwind Akabeko, who cares? And new event here, Potion Courier. Foul Potion, deal 12 damage to everyone, or you can throw it at the merchant for 100 gold. I wonder if you take damage if you do that too, by the way. Or Ransack, procure 1 random uncommon potion. Radiant Tincture, gain energy, gain an additional energy. Oh, I almost did it. Thankfully, I didn't. We're going to get rid of the strength pot after all. I think the retain and radiant tincture is going to be a wild wombo combo that we can abuse, especially if we've got our Akabeko whirlwind ready to go. Very exciting. So we've got 63 health. That's plenty, I think, for the boss with 3 potions. And I'm thinking, you know what? Let's go for an upgrade. What's it going to be? And at this point, 24 health is way over healing. So let's continue to get strong and smith. Get that upgrade. Another anger plus would be good. Shrug plus would be good. Flame barrier would be okay. And then stomp would be okay. We're going to go with the shrug, mostly because I'm going to play it more often than not. And that's going to be fine. We're up against the Maudib sandworm here. I forgot. I'm not sure what the name is. I'll hover over it in a bit. But we're going to play Juggle immediately. And, he's going to do some sort of buff and give us 6 status cards. 6 was a lot. I was hoping they didn't all go into the draw pile. But, they could split. They could go in the draw. They could go in the discard pile. All of these things could happen. But now I'm thinking, oh, hey, Radiant Tincture. And we've got the Retain Potion, the Stable Potion, is now the time. Started to start with the Tincture and then debated a little bit longer before deciding, yeah, we're going to do it. So now I've just got to clear out my hand enough. The Insatiable, that's his name. Now we've just got to clear out our hand enough to be able to play or get enough to get another 5 cards. Frantic Escape. For 1, get further away from the pit. So I guess I'm getting pulled in here. I guess. We're going to play Pyre, even though that's going to cause us to eat some damage for sure, because that costs 2. But we did it on, I think, did we do it on the Happy Flower turn? How did that only... Oh, no, we already had 5. Oh, we've got Tincture. That's right. So with that in mind, we're going to save, now that we've got Pyre. What a beautiful combo with the Retain and the Whirlwind. Watch this. Now we've got 6 of 5. And we can do some major damage here. 5 times... Hey, what are you doing? No. Oh, we're going to take the strength. Okay. Maybe, I think Whirlwind would have been better if just by itself. Do I wait? Oh, maybe I wait one more turn, actually. Or we could do 28 times 4. This is a tough one. We have no more Retain, so no, we basically have to play it. And I'm not sure what I was thinking that I might find for the attack potion. I was hoping maybe there'd be something that generated some amount of energy. But no, we're going to instead see if there's another card we want to bring back, which is definitely going to be Bird Swoop, 100%. And then we're going to Whirlwind, most definitely here. We've got to put this damage down. This guy looks intimidating. And with that vulnerable there, we've got to take advantage while we can. And then pulling back another Anger for sure. This is going to work great with Juggle, as well as potentially just doing more damage right now. And we have Primal Force, but decided that if I did that now, it would be less effective because I couldn't do the damage that I've got here. And I have 3 strength, so Bird Swoop for 25 seemed better than not doing any damage. Same with Anger. And we've got the Ornamental Fan proc. So all things considered, we'll take a giant rock if we get back to the draw pile. I don't think we will. He's got 2 vulnerable, he's buffing, and we're starting to look really strong here. And we got 7 energy. And even when we lose the Tincture energy, we're still going to have 5. Now, I still think the Tincture play was pretty cool. Oh, this is great, by the way. Did you see that I'd moved the headbutt to the side, which means I can look at both my draw pile and my discard? That was nice. I don't think you can normally look at your draw. Maybe you can in Spire 1. For some reason, that stands out to me as not something you could do. But again, I'm going to take the Bird Swoop back. We're going to hit it with an Anger, and the Bird Swoop it with Inflame. Why did I not play Inflame? What am I doing? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. But it would have... There we go. Oh, okay. Maybe I had Bird Facer. No. 100 gold and some new cards. Hellraiser. Whenever you draw a card containing strike, it's played against a random enemy. So kind of like a mayhem, but only for strike. I don't really like that. I don't like random play. That's kind of like questionable decision making. Cascade, play the top X cards of your draw pile. Nothing's exhausted, it just plays them. And Crimson Mantle, at the start of your turn, lose 1 hit point and gain 8 blocks. So a different variety of Combust from Spire 1. I'm interested in trying out this Cascade, and I meant to look at the upgrade that I'll tell you does give you +1, which is kind of cool. Now we got Vaku, the first demon. Give yourself to me and you will be feared as much as I. We've got the Blood-Soaked Rose, add 1 Enthralled, which gives us energy. So basically another energy relic, but you have to play this 2-cost card first. And again, I don't really think we need energy right now. So we'll pass on that. Then we've got the Distinguished Cape. Gain 3 apparition and lose 9 max HP, which I debated on. I really did. But then we had Jeweled Mask. At the start of combat, put a random power from your draw pile into your hand. It's free to play. And this is the one that I thought was great with Pyre. I only have 3 powers, so there's good chances that, for one, Juggle will already be in my hand because it's innate. Now, I will tell you, it turns out that it can pick Juggle too. I don't think that should be something that it can do. I'll probably give that feedback here to them myself of, why does that happen? 420 gold, nice. But you can still play it for 0. So, and it's a card that I want to play turn 1 anyway. So it's still good, especially with Happy Flower. We're gaining energy in other ways, and it felt like a good pick. And I'll tell you, at the end of the run, I was generally happy with that. Although I'm sure Apparitions was the stronger play, but even though it was a new relic, we know Apparitions, we know how they work, we know what they do. Although I don't know how Intangible works really in Spire 2 yet. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, I made a mistake. I tried to scroll and draw, which you can't easily do. So now we get to try the eraser and go again. So yeah, I decided that the intangible benefit is probably what will quote unquote guarantee the win for me, but instead decided to go with the fun one. So here we go. I tried to click on that again. You can't go back to it, by the way. So we're going to start off with Whirlwinding, and I didn't even look at anything. I should have took that one a little bit slower, but I was so excited to play Whirlwind Akabeko with Bag of Marbles. It was beautiful. Ashen Strike, 6 damage, 4 for each exhausted card. That could be really good in an exhaust deck, but we're just not exhausting anything. So even though those are 3 upgraded cards, I'm not taking any of them. I thought about Thunderstrike too, actually, but I don't like it that much right now. There we go. We got Pyre for 0. Beautiful. Pyre for 0. Guaranteed we could, play Juggling or and Bash. Oh, we got Whirlwind. Okay, here we go. Now we've got decisions to make. 3 energy, and we can do a lot of damage right now with the Whirlwind. Or we could Havoc, see if we get a lucky hit. But Primal will mess up Whirlwind. That'll replace my Whirlwind with a rock. So we're just going to kill both. Because I realized, they're vulnerable. 25 times 3 is 75. Goodbye. Fight me. Deal 6 damage twice, gain 3 strength. This is the upgraded version of the card that we saw earlier. Brimstone in a box here. 3-1 is pretty good, by the way. And Pillage. We're going to think Pillage, which is the other one we saw already, where you draw until you get a defend card or a non-attack. Okay, so this is... I have no idea what's going on here. I still don't know if I know. But this is a thing where you can either divine 3 times or 6 times, but the debt is interesting. It's unplayable, and if it's in your hand at the end of the turn, you lose 10 gold. Now, I have a lot of gold, but I have no way to discard. Or I could pay 68 gold and divine 3 times. And the fact is, I don't know what these things do anyway. If I had a way to exhaust or discard, I would take the debt. This can be really good for silent, for sure. Like almost every time they're going to take that. And if you exhaust on Ironclad. It's going to be amazing here too. But because I don't have anything, I go with Uncover Future. And you can either do big divination or small. And I don't really know how this works. But at some point I decided, okay, it's time to click. And I went on the left side and I saw this box and a coin. I'm like, oh, it's a relic? Let me see if I can get this relic. And sure enough, no. And also I could have divined further to the right. Like many mistakes were made here. I didn't get the relic. I got 3 coins worth, 10, 10, 10. So I missed a little corner there. And maybe that's where I would have used this. I should have used a smaller one. So lesson learned for the next time. That's kind of a cool one. You got to be a little bit more strategic and think a bit more. We got Pyre again. Very nice. Probably going to play Juggling. Could Havoc. Could Havoc for sure. Juggling is down. Now we can play Havoc. And Havoc got us an Anger. So now Anger Plus, the next card is going to go twice, or give us 2 of them. I should have experimented with this and played Bash first, because maybe it would have given me another Sown Bash. I don't know the answer to that. But what I do know is I can kill that first guy, and that's what I'm going to do, because 3 enemies is always scary. And they come to life. All right, they're stuck in the ground. That's kind of interesting. Something from the Defects land, I guess. This is a tough one. We got Primal Force, but it's not really good. I mean, it does give us a couple rocks, but then I could also Stomp and do AoE. But then I think I was doing the math. I'm like, oh yeah, I can kill the back guy if I do the rock and defend for plenty. So this guy buffs, he's got 2 strength. It looks like he buffs every turn, but we're just going to do 80 damage, 100 damage. And grapple, deal 7 damage whenever you gain block, deal 5 damage. So basically an attack version of Juggernaut. Cascade again, which I haven't even played yet, by the way. And Thunderclap Plus, which does 7 and 1 vuln to all. I'm going to go with Cascade again, and I think, after doing that, I'm like, maybe I just need to upgrade one, so I'm going to play it, because it does do X+1. And that sounds good to me. And I feel strong, so we're going to go towards an Elite, and this is a regular enemy, by the way. This is not an Elite. We're going to play Juggling, and we have to decide now, are we going to Whirlwind for a bajillion damage? Maybe we make some rocks. So many options here. I don't remember what I did, actually. But we can make 3 rocks. Or we can Whirlwind and make 2. Or we could Bash and make 2. And then I don't have the Whirlwind. But the rocks will do more than the Whirlwind. So yeah, that's what I go with. Okay. Makes sense. Instead of doing 17, we do 31. And we get another one. And that gives us a Ornamental Fan proc. So we only take a few damage. Into Dismantle. Man, we're doing a lot of damage. We can Headbutt and Cascade, by the way. That's kind of cool. What do we got? I think a rock does the most damage here. But Primal is also going to turn the strikes if we were to go through the draw pile again. And I do it, even though in hindsight, I'm like, that was kind of dumb. Also, I'm going to take 21 damage here. So now I'm going to use a potion. I thought I was being clever. It was not clever. Again, this is one of those, so much new information, just not doing a good job of thinking things through. But we're fine. We're going to get out of this. It would have been nice to hold on to the Black Pot. And holy cow, he's doing 40 damage. So we could Cascade again. But Havoc does basically the same thing. So we should definitely start with Havoc. And then now I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have started with Havoc, because we just played Battle Trance. And then I said, oh, well, I can just kill him, probably. Indeed, get some strength. And he doesn't even make it to the 3rd attack. We get Spite with the Sprite. I love it. Sprite artwork. Deal 6 if you lost HP this turn. Draw a card. kind of cool. So again, like taking Runic Cube and putting it into the form of a card a little bit with that draw function off of taking the damage. But it's after the fact, I think. I don't know. We didn't try this one. Again, I'm starting to feel like my deck is pretty complete here. We got Inflamed for free this time, so for sure we're going to play that. And this elite is terrifying. Looks like the Slavers. Happy Flower missed. That's unfortunate. Probably want to juggle, but definitely going to block for a bit, so figured I'd shrug before the Battle Trance, and we are going to do that. And now we got our Super Whirlwind, which does do a lot of damage. So I'm going to do it. We're going to just eat some damage here and be sad that we didn't draw the other Cascade. Didn't even play Juggle, hoping to get out of here before needing to use it. And now that we're kind of in a rough spot, I am second guessing myself. And we have this new effect on our cards. They're hexed, so they're all ethereal. So whatever I don't play here won't come back, which isn't necessarily bad. I tested this, and the rock ends up also being ethereal, so apparently my whole deck is hexed, no matter what I add to it. And you can see that here, too. So that was interesting. That was surprising. I figured transforming cards midway would have been fine. And I figured I might as well Cascade, because I either get Ornamental Fan proc or defend or something else. So I lost one more health by playing that, but it may have also helped me for this turn. We've got Pillage, so we're going to consider playing that to draw more cards with 4 energy. That worked out fantastic. We're going to Swoop, and then Anger, and then Stomp. Boom. Great turn. Sparkling Rouge. At the start of your third turn, gain 1 strength and 1 dexterity. So that's kind of interesting. That's like, everything's interesting right now. I decided not to take any of those cards, by the way. Again, deck feeling pretty good. All right, I'm moving quick. We got a Captain's Wheel here. Let's take that for sure. And then we'll move on to the Campfire. But Rouge is like a combination of the Dexterity Stone and Vajra in a way, but you have to wait till the third turn. Could be cool if there's a Vault type card in the game for another character. I don't know. I do end up getting that Cascade Plus going, and we're going to fight the Elite, who is apparently the Goblin guy from Super Meat Boy. Well, it reminds me of the guy from Super Meat Boy. But anyway, I have nothing that I know about this other than he's got 2 automaton charges or artifacts. So he must have had 3. Oh wait, maybe those aren't artifacts. I didn't even look. I assumed they were artifacts. And they must have been, because Bag of Marbles did nothing. I will probably look after the video is over, and I'll edit it in after the fact. But I'm of the opinion that, yep, they're definitely artifacts. Bash tells us the same. That I need energy. He's going to put some statuses here, and really just trying to get the deck set up. And the birds go in your face. That I'm not used to. That was surprising. I figured for sure those would go into the discard. And unlucky for me, I was unlucky. Well, we got a Giant Rock here, and now we can Cascade for 5. And check this out. 40 defense out of that. Not that I needed it that turn. Got to play another Anger. Might as well Havoc. See what this does for us. Battle Trance. Got rid of the Battle Trance. That's fine. Get rid of that. And yeah, look at the burns. Cool new animation. They hit you first turn in this case. I'm going to play a Shrug. This guy's doing 40 this turn. This is a little scary, actually. I'm like, oh, Whirlwind will save me for 100. Oh, nope. He's got 200 health still. That's terrifying. Cascade could help. I'm thinking that last turn I got 40 block from it. So maybe I Shrug into Cascade and hope that 5 cards save me. Or 4 cards, I should say. Which will help for sure. I should probably have played this Defend. And I don't remember if I do or not. But most definitely... oh, all right. We're just going to go for damage. stack the damage, and then get a couple of ornamental fan procs. An interesting new attack for big damage where it just blurs the whole screen. That's kind of cool. Giant rock coming back. We've got enough to make Stomp free. We can headbutt Cascade Plus, maybe? Or Havoc? Nah, probably not Havoc. Shrug Plus is good. We can go with the classic non-upgraded Whirlwind. Not going to happen, only does 8. Well, actually it does 12 because I've got 5 strength. And instead, again, using this cool effect of headbutt there. That's kind of, I love that little change that they made. That just made things that much clearer for me. We're going to go with Cascade Plus in case we need something to save us. We're going to double up on the Stomp. It did discount the Stomp to free, by the way, so that was cool. And all we need to be able to do is 12 damage. Now we got a bunch more burns, and I figured, oh, obviously we got to do another Cascade Plus. This is turning into a very fun card. We get a Vulnerable Pot and Bellows. The first hand you draw each combat is upgraded, which, by the way, I have Bag of Prep. And we get a Feel No Pain Plus or Taunt, 8 block 2 Vuln or Feel No Pain Plus. I'm kind of liking Feel No Pain Plus, but also thinking, like, I really don't have that much exhaust. Although Havoc, I guess, does exhaust. So we went with Taunt. We're going to try Taunt out. And you know what? It may save our lives. So we've got Grave of the Forgotten. And we can either... I didn't have the option to take the other one, so we took this little relic that does 1 random damage every time we exhaust a card, I think. And we're going up against the Fabricator for... I think this is our final fight before the final boss, or what I assume is the final boss. At least the Act 3 boss. And might as well get some stuff down here. We're going to get our 4-plated armor benefit. So Inflame makes sense. Maybe we can get a ornamental fan proc. We'll use Pillage to draw some more, but then realize, like, oh, I can't actually draw anymore. So we'll just headbutt that and try it again. And yeah, get our armor here. Double up on the anger from juggling. And we're out of energy. I thought I had 1 more energy. I'm not really sure where that brain fart came from, but we'll have to move on without it. And he summons a little dude with shocking cables that I never checked on what that does. Zapbot. I'm assuming... Oh man, I skipped over that completely. I totally missed that. But I'm assuming it's going to be something like the Exploder guy, except maybe it stuns me or like Entangle type thing. And we got another one with Zap and a different one, but I got Whirlwind Plus. That's about to do a bajillion damage, and that's what we do. Fire Pot, and we got another new card, Colossus. It's a skill. Gain 5 block. You receive 50% less damage from vulnerable enemies this turn. This is cool because turn 1, we have a bag of marbles. And then we know we're playing that bash all the time. And we have a vulnerable potion. I say we try it. What's the worst that can happen? It's better than Sword Boomerang Plus or Iron Wave. All right, we got one more shop, this time with almost 600 gold. And a new relic, Mystic Lighter. Enchanted attack, deal 9 more. Anchor, Art of War, we've seen those before in Spire 1. I'm interested in all of these cards. We've got Stoke, exhaust your hand and draw a card for each card exhausted. That sounds cool. And Feel No Pain, not plus, but we have it. Master of Strategy we've seen, and then the potions we've seen as well. Weakness, Block, and Vulnerable. Dark Shackles makes another appearance. Already got Pillage. So we got to get as strong as we can for this final boss here. Definitely, I'm interested in removing the card. Make our deck a little bit more stable. It only costs 100. We've got almost 600. So we'll get rid of, I think, another strike, because they're just not doing that much for me. Although I can make them into rocks. Definitely take an Anchor. It always helps to have some front-loaded block. I love that. We're going to click on that. And then I'm debating on Stoke and Feel No Pain, which, you know, at this point I'm thinking, well, might as well try it. But at the same point, I'm like, I might lose because of this. We got just enough to buy a block pot. So final final fire here, campfire. Losing my voice here as we go. And we're just going to rest up and give us our best shot at winning, because I don't know what type of damage these people do. Torchhead, Amalgam, and the Queen. She's malicious. Terrifying. 400 hit points and 199. We're going to juggle for sure. We could do a few things here. I only have 3 energy on turn 1. I could have done a better job of getting my energy relics set nicer, but I was so excited about whirlwinding the prior enemy that we didn't do that. And I'm thinking about just doing 60 damage to both of them. It would have been nicer if I had more energy here. Even another 30 would have gone a long way. So we could try to save this for later, and maybe we cascade for 3. But there's a lot of things that can go wrong with cascade. So hard to decide. We're going to go with the whirlwind, and then we're going to stoke and exhaust everything and realize, like, oh, maybe that wasn't worthwhile. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Questionable decisions were made. That's okay. Whatever. We'll move on to the next round here, which, by the way, end turn on the right has the turn number, which is kind of neat. So now I've got Chains of Binding, and the first 3 cards drawn on each turn are afflicted with Bound. They're not bound for the rest of the combat, but they do. This happens every time for the next 3 turns. So Battle Trance saves me very nicely. Of course, I get the next Battle Trance with the first Battle Trance. That's how it is always meant to work, right? That's just my luck. We've got enough for, I think, no, not even in, oh yeah, we have enough for an Ornamental Fan proc, but we can only choose one. What's it going to be? Well, we're going to strike then for sure. We could stomp. Oh no, we can't stomp. We'll have to, we can burst swoop. And look at that. That makes a bound copy. That's unfortunate. So we just got mega debuff, by the way. Weak, vulnerable, and frail. So this is, I think, the first time I've seen frail in the game. I figure we'll start with a Havoc here, or we can turn these things into rocks. Another thing of, hey, does this fix the issue? Can I transform them from bound? So might as well play Bash for sure. Get that energy back. And yeah, this one does transform it. And I get the extra effect of the juggle. And we are able to take out the Torchhead Amalgam. But Queen's buffing 2 strength, and she's about to do 7x5. That's no joke. But we got the new Colossus card here. So if we vulnerable the Queen with our potion, we can instead take 3x5. Oh, I love it. I actually love this card all of a sudden. We could feel no pain. We could just cascade. And we also just have a giant rock we can throw at her. Now, there's no, I don't have any orange pellets or anything to get rid of these debuffs. That would be so OP in this fight. And also, I'm realizing that bound effect does not run out after 3 turns. It just means that 3 of my cards are always bound. So that's for the entirety of the fight. Brutal. Brutal. So we can swoop. We can also, once again, make some more rocks. Totally up to us. And with 5 energy, we're definitely going to do that because we need to put some damage on this lady right quick. And with Juggle, oh man, Juggle is just paying off big time. Also, very glad we got 5 strength here between Rouge, the Vajra, and the upgraded Inflame. It's keeping us alive. So again, now I've got the debating of, do we go for the Cascade Plus for 7 cards? Do we Battle Trance first and see what we get and make a decision that way? We are going to Cascade into a Battle Trance, so it doesn't really matter. Well, there's a high likelihood, 70% chance, right? So I figure we might as well do it. And if we hit Battle Trance, which we do, so be it. We also hit Havoc, and this just does a ton of damage overall. The only problem with this whole setup that I've found is Cascade leaves you with no energy, and with no energy generating cards or relics, it kind of hurts in that way. And now we're about to take 50 damage, which kills me on board if we don't block or do enough. And remember, 3 cards are bound. So we can play 5, go for the luck, but play 4 now, which basically is the best thing that I can do. I could have played Colossus, by the way, but I thought, you know what, let's put a little risk on the line here, and we're gonna win it with the Fire Pot. Goodbye, the Queen. Turn 7 kill. New epic discovered. Heck yeah. Beautiful. Cool background, by the way. I didn't really get to appreciate it the first time. Now we're in this new room. So the Archdemon's Thrall has arrived. Threaten. Enemy. Kill. Proceed. Okay, so I guess this is like attacking the heart. And he's like, no. But we did 1,240 damage of the first 67 million to the Architect, who is a new guy. 48 floors climbed, 5 elites killed, 910 gold, and a whole bunch of unlocks. So these are all like new things. Took us a little bit over an hour to complete the run. We got some cool new relics, discovered some new enemies, discovered some epics. Now it's time to unlock, which I'm expecting to just click on cards, but no. This is like a movie. Just very confused by this. Meow. Play single run to unveil. Mother of Resurrection, Meow, has awakened from her slumber. Now, Meow will now greet you at the start of each run. Awesome. Love Meow. A little different artwork on her. Fog rolls in. Oh, you know what this one means. We got the silent unlocked. Oh, yeah. You love to see it. We're going to be playing that one next. I'll probably do a video a day here for the first 2 unlocks. Maybe I'll just keep that going. This is amazing. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving the game so far. Some new cards, Molten Fist, Cruelty, Dominate, all brand new cards. But wait, there's more. We've got, I assume that's beta art or alpha art. No idea what this is talking about. Maybe new sections of the game or like events potentially. And then familiar relics, Red Skull we know, Paper Frog we know. But wait, Ruined Helmet. The first time you gain strength each combat, double it. Oh, that's going to be amazing. With Inflame or Spot Weakness. If Spot Weakness is a card, I don't know if it is. Oh, but that's going to be amazing. More beta art. That's amazing. This is beautiful. I am so digging this. New potions. Blood Pot we know. Soldier Stew. All cards containing strike gain 1 replay. So Twin Strikes and Ashwater. Exhaust any number of cards in your hand. Very cool, very cool. Well, I think we unlocked Ascensions with that one. Huh. Something about a Prion. Can't spell Prion without Eon. Oh, we got some colorless cards. Automation. Every 10 cards gains an energy. Interesting. Infinite deck, I guess. Entropy, or low cost deck, maybe. Transform 1 card in your hand at the start of your turn. That's wild. And then Catastrophe. Play 2 random cards from your draw pile. That could be an interesting saving card in niche uses. I can't see that being used frequently, though. And it looks like that's it for now. That's everything we've unlocked. Nice run, though. That was a good start. That was a very solid first game. And yeah, some other cool things. This is the timeline that now appears. We've got the compendium with different stats that are really cool in how they're displayed. Can't share them yet, apparently. No achievements yet. I assume that will be when the game releases. That's okay. And then you've got run history, which is super cool. Looks the same, but has some nice little quality of life changes that I thought were pretty neat. And that's going to be it for my first game of Slay the Spire 2. I hope you enjoyed. I really did. Certainly there's some better play that could be done after I've played it for the first time. And we'll get better. We'll get better together. come watch. I'll keep posting these if you keep watching them. Maybe I'll keep doing it even if you don't. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, really excited about that. That's definitely Fiendfire. That's got to be Fiendfire. And there's Impervious, guaranteed, right? A couple of these cards look real familiar. Yeah, very cool. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.